out of back markers. There was a big sort of midfield crowd that they've got through. Now not so much traffic around, and Berger in good position to challenge Ayrton Senna. And what's he doing? A new fastest lap already, new lap record for Gerhard Berger, so he's throwing down the gauntlet. He is just under 3 seconds behind, 2.9 to be precise. The gauntlet is down, the traffic is for the moment evaporated. So we'll see if Berger is going to race Ayrton Senna all the way.
Well, the thing I must say that's surprising me in this race, given that Berger, after his tyre stop, has really charged to close the gap successfully between himself and Ayrton Senna, is how he, I must say, almost comparatively meekly moved over earlier in the race to allow Ayrton Senna to take the lead from him on lap 18 in this 53-lap race.
Yes, well, Senna seemed to have a lot more speed than him on the straight at the time that they passed. Whether that was because he'd got the toe absolutely perfectly, which certainly he was placed to do, or whether he's got a slightly better engine, is hard to tell. I'm quite sure on such an important day, if there was any difference in the engine, Senna would get the better one, and that would be normal. But usually these differences are fairly small, and not enough to make passing that easy. Behind them, Patrese has dropped right back now. He's some 25 seconds behind and seems really not interested in fighting and chasing, because he's shown already that the Williams is quite quick enough to go with the McLarens. We know it's the best car, probably quicker than the McLarens. Mansell was climbing all over the back of Senna while he lasted. Patrese was right with him, and as I say, the fight really seemed to go out of Patrese when Mansell went out of the race, and the disappointment for the team seemed to affect him. And certainly that is a characteristic of Patrese's driving. It seems to be very much whether or not he's in the mood. So Berger has closed the gap a little bit in the last lap, from 2.9 to 2.7 seconds effectively. And I'm quite sure Berger is going all out for a win. He certainly will feel he really needs one. Nearly 2 whole seasons at McLaren with not a win to his name, and this surely he will see as his big chance.
This is Berger's 31st race for McLaren, and he's had second places, but as James said, nary a first. And the McLaren team, the daunting McLaren team, whose superiority over everybody except Williams is overwhelming, is in almost as strong a position in the Constructors' Championship at this moment as Ayrton Senna, who's already won the Drivers' Championship, is in that championship, because McLaren are on 16 points at the moment, compared with the 4 of Riccardo Patrese, and that means to say that, allowing for the fact that Williams were leading the championship by 1 point when this race began, McLaren are now leading the Constructors' Championship with 1 race to go after Japan by 11 points, and that means it's going to be very, very tough for Williams in Australia. All that they've got left is to go for the Constructors' Championship, and it's even more important to a constructor to win his championship than it is for one of his drivers to win the Drivers' Championship.
Well, it looks as if we've got a battle on our hands, admittedly a rather academic, domestic one, an in-house McLaren battle, but Senna has responded, and a new lap record for Ayrton Senna is posted, but Berger continues to chase hard.
Indeed. Now here is Riccardo Patrese,
and that's a replay of the Mansell accident there, his error, and we saw once again, and here we are looking at, and there is the car now. At that point Mansell stepped sideways, and it was a mistake, and I don't think that is really necessarily part of a soft brake pedal. There, the overcorrection, and that just puts the car 1 car width further over to the left, off the line. And then, of course, the rear wheel gets onto the slippery curb. There you see it again. And whilst the soft brake pedal to which He alluded certainly would be an inconvenience and a nuisance. It's something that both Williams drivers are well used to during the season, and he knew about that already, and that definitely was an overcorrection.
Patrese closing up on Martin Brundle, who is in the points. Senna closing up on Martin Brundle, and Senna's just broken the lap record, 1 minute 41.5. He certainly hasn't got a soft brake pedal, and he's fighting to retain his lead, coming up to lap Brundle in 6th position on lap 41. Senna leading, being caught by Berger. 3rd is still Patrese, 4th is still Prost, 5th is still Martini, 6th is Brundle, and in 7th position it is Stefano Modena. Now, is Martin Brundle going to let Senna through? If he doesn't, it will give Gerhard Berger, who's got clear track between himself and Senna, the opportunity to close on the Brazilian, and then we really could have a fight on our hands with 12 laps to go in the Japanese Grand Prix between Ayrton Senna and his teammate Gerhard Berger for victory in Japan. It would be the second time for Senna, who won in 88, or the first time for Berger, who's yet to win in a McLaren. He won in Ferrari in 87. Now, Martin Brundle is definitely, not deliberately, but unwittingly holding Ayrton Senna up, and he allows the McLaren through as they go into the chicane, riding the curb, right and then left. Now, is he going to let Gerhard Berger through at the end of the straight? I don't think Berger will have quite caught him by the end of the straight. And incidentally, out of the race has gone Pierluigi Martini, and he was in 5th position. So that means to say that Martin Brundle is up into 5th position on points. There is Martini. 2 points for Martin Brundle, Brabham and Yamaha. And the unfortunate Martini, who richly deserved the 5th place that he was in, is vacating his Minardi Ferrari in a great hurry. I don't know if he fears that it's about to erupt, but he was certainly losing no time in getting out of the cockpit. So Martini out. Rotten luck for him, because he's driven an excellent race in every race this season. Now, where is Senna in relation to Berger? We are on lap 42. Martin Brundle then has moved up into 5th position. But has actually now, as I talk to you, Martin Brundle into the pits. So that means to say that Stefano Modena is up into 5th place. Now, we are getting to a critical point in the race as far as car reliability is concerned. Normally, if you get this far in a race, anything that's likely to have gone wrong with the car will have gone wrong. But there are things happening in Japan. There are cars dropping out, and I think we're going to get some more changes in the top 6 before the race is over. But at the present moment, you're watching the developing battle with nobody in front of Senna and nobody in front of Berger on the track except Senna, of course, as they go through the chicane in 1st and 2nd places, well ahead of Riccardo Patrese, well ahead of Alain Prost, who is in 4th position, even further ahead of Stefano Modena, who is in 5th position in the Tyrrell Honda. And here we are still waiting for the 6th position man to go through at the end of his 41st lap, with the leaders on their 43rd lap now. So there's a tremendous gap developing between the two potentially victorious McLaren Hondas. What a fabulous record the McLaren organisation has got, with truly great world champions like Niki Lauda and Ayrton Senna, Emerson Fittipaldi. The names go on and on as top men with McLaren, not the least of which James Hunt himself. And so Senna leads on lap 43, getting in the closing stages. We're about 80% of the way through the Japanese Grand Prix. Now, you saw Berger there.
Yes, Senna's just opened that gap a little bit, and there it is on the caption, over 3 seconds now. And fairly clear track for the two McLarens, so a chance for Berger to try and hold on, but they look pretty evenly matched, as one would reasonably expect.